Hey guys, welcome back to the final episode of my series, My Not So Affordable Beauty Routine. So, editor, roll the tape so we can get in to my hair routine. Okay guys, before we get started with today's video, I just want to share today's t-shirt. This is I'm in my prime. This is one that I got from Temu. Now this came as a full t-shirt, and because when I first got it, it was extremely long, I cut it, and I'm sorry I did that because now it's not, if I was a little bit thinner, it would probably be right at the right length, but because I cut it a little short and it became sort of a crop t-shirt, it's rolling up. So that's why I didn't stand up and share it with you, because it keeps rolling up. But this is the I'm in my prime. There's also another one from Tombstone, and it says I'll be your Huckleberry. I'll probably buy that one as well, just because I'm a big fan of the movie. But if you guys know, you know, I love this movie. I've seen it a million times. It was one of my dad's favorite movies, and this just says I'm in my prime, girl. But see, I cut it and it's like rolling up. That's why I wasn't going to show you that, but obviously. But anyway, I just wanted to share today's t-shirt, and let's get on with the video. Okay, you guys, welcome back. And this is the final episode in this series of my Not So Affordable Beauty Routine. So, not so affordable. Wrapping this series up can mean a lot of things, right? I think originally and initially when I started this episode, when I started this mini-series, I was kind of joking about not so affordable, meaning that I didn't really invest in it. I mean, if you caught on, and I'm not really consistent with a lot of it. I do use everything I've shared with you in every single episode. I do. I'm just terrible at doing it every single night. And I think a lot of us, you know, some of us that kind of struggle with, you know, you get on really committed, you know what I mean? And then you fall off, and then you get on really committed, and then you fall off. And I think one of the reasons why I don't do it as often in terms of the entire routine is because I just don't wear makeup all that much. I do, but even when I do, I just have never been trained, nor have I really built this consistent routine of, you know, really investing in my skin and my face, not realizing how my skin and everything would change, you know, as I go older. And here I am, right, facing smack dab, okay, in middle age. And that leads us into, or segueing into our topic today, which is my not so affordable hair care routine. I really don't have this like consistent invested hair care treatment routine. You know, I didn't anticipate, I think, as I got older that I would start having hair struggles, like in terms of losing my hair or my hair thinning. When I was young, my hair was always really thick and really long. It was full. I never really had a problem with thinning hair. I will tell you guys, for those of you that don't know, is I did have gastric bypass in 2012, which, girl, that was many moons ago, okay? I have gained some of my weight back. I wasn't morbidly obese when I actually went through that procedure, but I still stand by that it's, you know, that it really kept me in line in terms of my health. A lot of people around me don't agree with that, but I do, because I carry a lot of my father's genetics, and I just really wanted to be cautious of not, you know, having to suffer through something I saw him go through, when every single one of his 8 brothers and sisters, he was 9, one of 9, but beyond him, all 8 of them, female and male, struggled with diabetes. And so that was one thing that I really was, you know, nervous about when it came to health. And so how does me talking about that topic tie into my hair? Well, it does, because when you do have gastric bypass, you tend to struggle. This is a fact. You can look it up. I'm not a physician, so if you want to start investigating on weight loss surgery and how it works and so forth, you can do that. But when you do get it, that particular procedure, which is called Roux-en-Y, gastric bypass, it's been around the longest. I know we're in a whole new, you know, era of the way that they treat weight loss these days. In obesity, we have all these, you know, oral medications, injection medications, like all these different things that weren't around when I had my gastric bypass. So I underwent that really, it's a serious procedure. I didn't realize, I think, when I was getting into it, how serious it really was, and how kind of I don't know. I guess I don't know what other word to use but serious, but it is very like something that is treated very delicately when you have it, because you're doing something to your body that I think it definitely helps you in the long run, but you have to realize what you're getting into before you get into it. And so there's a long procedure that goes through that goes before that, and I don't think that's changed. So when I say that, I mean I was 40 years old when it happened, and so I had to go through a long series of tests. I mean, I think I vlogged the whole thing way back then, and I think I went through 24 what they call pre-op tests, which was kind of anything from the top of my head all the way down to my toes. And so that ties into hair loss and hair care, because when you do have that surgery, you become very vitamin deficient. And so with that, our hair is made of protein. And so if you so happen to go deficient in any sense, iron deficiency, any vitamin deficiency, you can start to lose your hair because your hair is made of protein. So if you're really not taking care of your body in the way that they emphasize that you do, those of us that have had the surgery have to take a special multivitamin that has a very high level of iron in it. You can take iron supplements on the side if you don't want to take, a vitamin that has a higher level of iron in it, but it really is beneficial for you to take a bariatric vitamin because it will help your hair stay strong. It will help your hair, from just falling out, to be honest. You know what I mean? And like I said, you can speak to a physician if you want scientific evidence of how that works and the whole thing. But the reason why I bring it up is because when I had the gastric bypass, I didn't realize how much hair I was actually going to lose. I really did lose a lot of hair. And in addition to that, I also, shortly after, about 5 years after, entered the perimenopausal stage, which you can also lose hair, right? So with that, I started losing hair gradually, and I kind of tried to do a little bit of investigation about it, like, hey, how can I save my hair, I guess, and there really wasn't a lot. They told me, like, taking biotin, of course. I wanted to start out by saying I do take Andrew Lessman's Hair, Skin, and Nails. I do believe this has a very strong dose of biotin in it. So if you guys have ever heard of Andrew Lessman vitamins, I'm a strong advocate for his vitamins because they really do work. And they've kept me very healthy. I take pretty much a series of different vitamins that he has out. And if you've never tried his vitamins, please do. They will enhance your health. I'm not kidding. Now, I can only speak for myself. I can only speak for my family that stands by it. All of us have tried it. My boys have tried it. They're in their 30s. Myself, my mom, she's almost 80. She's been taking these vitamins for about 15 years. She introduced me to the vitamins. I started taking them myself. And even my bariatric team was very impressed with the way that my labs were turning out because I was taking these vitamins. Not just these. He has a series of different vitamins, but this is what I incorporated into my regimen to help me with the hair loss. Now that's just a fraction of it, but I will say I factor in this for helping me, keep my hair strong and healthy. Now, in addition, right around 2022, I started to get some bald spots in my head, and I really freaked out. I was like, oh my God, what is happening? Because actually I didn't even realize that it was there. Like I was feeling the back of my head, and I was like, wait a minute. It felt like skin, but I had no idea. And then I asked my goddaughter to come over to help me color my hair one day because I didn't have a lot of experience coloring my own hair. And she came over, and she was the one that pointed out that I had this huge circular bald spot, and I didn't know what it was from. And it was so perfectly circular. There were a lot of questions in, what was it from, and what could have caused it. So I went to the dermatologist, and she just basically told me that I had alopecia. And I was like, oh no. I was really frightened by that. I didn't know how that was going to affect my hair. I didn't know if I should stop using everything with any scent, any aroma, anything like that. And so I really kind of freaked out. I really was emotional about it, and I started investigating wigs, and I didn't know how to use them. And my goddaughter had suggested toppers, and I was like, well, what's that? And she was telling me all about toppers. So I went on this funny journey of buying inexpensive toppers from Amazon. Of course, the top ranked, and I started watching wig videos and all this stuff. And I started investigating how to use wigs, and wigs are beautiful. They've come a long way. A lot of them are really gorgeous. They are very expensive though. Even the toppers, I think the average real hair topper, if you want a quality one, is like anywhere between $300 and $500. I was realizing, oh my goodness, like, and then I started watching these wig videos and I was like, I wonder if I can do this, because there was just so much prep work into it. There's so much, you know what I mean? And I was like, oh man, is this really in my future? Like, am I really gonna have to start doing this? And not to say that I couldn't get good at it, I was just like, wow, that's really a lot of work. And I was really empathizing with a lot of the women that I was watching, because a lot of them had really, I mean, really visually thinning hair. And I go back in my photos now and look at my hair. I'll show you a picture of me when I was 41, and this is the back of my hair. So I always had full, long, thick black hair. I've always colored my hair black, so my natural hair color is probably about an espresso brown, so about a coffee bean brown, and I've always colored it black. So this was my hair way back in the day. And so after I had the gastric bypass, it started slowly falling out and thinning. And then right around, like I said, 2022, it just became really, I don't know, I just started losing it like a lot. And I still do, like even now, like as I vlog and stuff, I notice as I get older that my hair is really starting to thin. And so with that, how I care for it is, I like I said, I don't have like a regimen, like we're an oil treatment or an ointment treatment or anything like that. You know how, remember there used to be VO5, like treatment of your hair and stuff. I've never been introduced to that, and even my hairdresser, or, you know, I don't go to get my hair done all that much, but I've never had my hairdresser say, well, you should use this or do that or whatever. So I was looking on Walmart recently because my hair is changing so much in the last couple of years. It's now not just gray, but it's like white. It's becoming white. It's also broken off. Like when I vlog and, you know, when I pull it up in a bun, you can see all the sections of my hair that are just literally broken off. You can tell even with my little braids here how thin my hair is, because that's literally parting my hair into two, and this is all I have. So I have considered wearing wigs, but when I was on Walmart, I noticed I was looking for a good shampoo. Now, I know there used to be a series of shampoos that helped enhance hair growth, and I want to say, I don't remember the name of it. It's a series. It's like 1 through 4. I want to say Biolage, but I don't think that's what it is. I think there's another name for it. Nioxin or something like that, if I'm not... Nioxin. It has a 4-stage, you know, it's been around for like 100 years. I don't even know if you can find it. I remember for a while there you could get it in salons, and then it moved into like, you know, some like Sally stores, and then it was available like at TJ Maxx and Ross and places like that. I haven't seen it lately, or I would try using it again because it did work on me. But in the meantime, I went on Walmart, and if you guys have seen any of my videos on this channel, then you know I'm a hunter. I like finding the clearance deals and stuff like that. So I went on Walmart, and I looked for a shampoo that people with thinning hair were using, and this one came up. It's called Biotin and Collagen. It's very inexpensive because I was looking into buying, obviously, one that was pretty spendy. Not like super expensive, but it was like $25 or something like that. And I was like, I wonder if I should start using that. But there was so many raves about this one that I actually like it. I really do like it. It's from Renpure, I guess, is what it's called. And it's got biotin and collagen in it. And this is what I've been using on my hair lately. Because there was a cycle about 2-3 weeks ago where I was losing gobs of hair, like gobs. And it always happens if I go too long without coloring my hair. I also trim my own hair. Like, that's why sometimes when I put my hair in braids, I'm like, really? I don't think you know what you're doing. And I don't, trust me. I just do the minimum. I don't really go to get my hair done very often. I should, but I don't. Because my hair, I don't know. I'm so cheap. I really am. I'm really cheap. I'm not going to pay $160 to get my hair done. I should, but I don't. So a lot of times I trim my own hair. And so I'm always looking for ways to enhance my hair, the strength of my roots, and so forth. So I use this. Now this to me though has a lot of film on it, or some kind of wax or something. I'm not really sure what it's made of because it's not really a brand I've ever heard of, but it does, I feel like it's making a little bit of a difference. So I don't know if it's just volume that is making a difference or if it's like naturally making a difference. I'm not sure, but I've been using this. So if you do have thinning hair, you might want to try this. I got it from Walmart. I'll link it below. There are several that came up as recommendations, but this one is the one that I decided to go with. So, but sometimes when I use it, it leaves my hair kind of oily or too moisturized or something. So I have always stood by the good old faithful Suave Rosemary Mint. I don't know if this is really good for you or not good for you. It's affordable. I've been using it for a very long time. And the only reason why I use it is because it's the only shampoo. I mean, because I can afford to buy good shampoo, like salon grade shampoo. But I use this because it's the only one I've ever used that doesn't leave my hair oily after I wash it. This is the only one. Now, there are times when if I've colored my hair or something like that, it will leave my hair clumpy and dry. So I use the conditioner as well that goes with it. This is Rosemary Mint. I think a lot of people use this. It's not just, you know what I mean? It's a pretty affordable shampoo. It's like less than $5 or whatever, but it works for me. So I really like this and I've been using it for a long time. They haven't changed the formula to my knowledge. It seems like it feels the same, but since I was kind of desperate a few weeks back, like before I colored my hair, because I just recently colored my hair in the last two weeks, and I've seen a vast difference. You know, obviously it looks better, it's darker, blah, blah, blah. You know, like, as you can see, like even when I braid it, I don't know if you can tell, but even when I braid it, you can tell my hair is extremely thin. Like, I do not have much hair, you know? And wearing hats is probably not the smartest. Yeah, so it's very thin, you know? And I tried to do the best I could. As you can see, my hair's pretty shiny. I mean, you know, and I'm going to tell you why it's that way, but it is pretty sparse in the back. Like, it's really, really thin in the back. I don't know if I can turn around and share with you. See, I think you can, based on what I can see in the, so as you can see, my hair is thin. So hopefully you can see that, how thin it is, you know, because I didn't expect this. I really didn't. But again, I did not have this much problems with my hair until I had the gastric bypass. So I can't tell you scientifically if my hair would have done the same thing in my aging process if I didn't have gastric bypass. I really don't know. But I do know that my father's family, my father's side of the family, my aunts all had very thin hair, all of them, especially my aunt that I look just like. She had very thin hair. She wore wigs for years. My mother, who is almost 80, has a full head of hair. It's thick. She said it's thinned out over the years, but my mother has a lot of hair. And so I didn't expect this to be happening to me, you know. But again, I can't really balance it. I don't know if it's because of the gastric bypass or if it's because, you know, of just genetics and menopause, actually, to be honest. I mean, it could be my hormones as well. So this is kind of my regime and my regimen of how I take care of my hair. And okay, so beyond, you know, what I shared with you in terms of the vitamins and how I got here with my hair, and I showed you a picture already of my bald spot of my head. I've shown you my hair currently. I've shown you very inexpensive products that I use. But after I blow dry my hair, I do use, now I found these at TJ Maxx and they seem to work. One thing I will say primarily about TJ Maxx, not Marshalls or Ross, but TJ Maxx, they're the ones to me that have the most interesting hair products, because you can really stumble across some good hair products that work, especially for a person like me that has thin hair. So recently I discovered this Biosilk. So this is what's on my hair right now. It's called a Beach Texture Spray, and this is what I use on my hair now. So I also use this Air Dry Styling Lotion. It's pomegranate and honey, and it works really good. I like it. I got this at TJ Maxx. As you can see, it still has a tag on it. So I paid $7.99 for this one, and I paid $9.99 for this one. And so these are the two, after I color my hair and everything, that make my hair look silky and shiny like that. Now again, it's very, very thin, as you can see, but it is really silky. Like, that's the only thing. Like, if I had a really thick head of hair, especially with dark hair like this, I feel like this stuff would make it look just wonderful. So I can stand by these two products. So if you have a chance and you do have thin hair like me and you're looking for something, you know, just to kind of give it a little bit of a kick, I would highly recommend the Biosilk Skin Therapy. Wait. This is, hold on, girl. Your girl's she's got to put on her eyes, okay? So I would highly recommend the Silk Therapy Beach Texture Spray. This one, try it if you find it. If you can't find it in your local TJ Maxx, then look it up on Amazon. I'm sure you can find it there. I don't know how much more. I don't know if it's going to be as inexpensive if you have to look on Amazon, but I highly recommend it. And then also this one here is Mayol or something, and this one is the Air Dry Styling Lotion, and this one is in Pomegranate Honey. It smells so. Both of these together make my hair smell so good. I love it so much. And it's just an aerosol. Oh, it smells so. This smells like salon grade. This right here smells so good. And this one was $7.99. So this one was a little bit cheaper than the Biosilk. But highly recommend if you are a person that has thin hair and you struggle. Now there is a brand that I wanted to try, and I'm going to share it with you in the future. I have it in my Amazon cart, and I've been wanting to share it with you for a while because I've been wanting to try it. I saw another creator that seems to have hair similar to mine. She's younger than me, so I don't know where she is in her, like if she's entered menopause, if she's starting, because one of the big fear factors I feel like of aging and stuff, especially when you have a genetic line with thin hair, is how is your hair going to react when you get older. And so she's in her, I think she's just approaching her mid 40s, and she has very similar hair to mine. And I'm wondering what her hair is going to do as she gets closer to 50. So she shared this shampoo that she had stumbled across in a Airbnb. It was a couple years back in her vlogs. She went and stayed in this cabin or something, and they had this shampoo. And I'm going to put it up on the screen because, forgive me, but I forget the name of it. Every single time I try to share the shampoo, I forget the name of it. But I definitely encourage you to try it if you haven't ever heard of it. If you have, then let me know what your thoughts are on it if you've tried it. Because I do believe it's been around for a long time. It does have really positive feedback. It's in the same class as another shampoo that pops up on Amazon. And I know Aveda is also a very, very good product when it comes to hair care. I forgot all about them, so maybe what I think I want to do in the future is get an Aveda shampoo, get this rock. I want to say Bedrocks, but I know that's not what it's called. But it's something rock, okay? I'll put it up on the screen, but I want to try that one too. And then there's one more that keeps popping up as well. Every time I look up the shampoo, something else comes up that's real popular. So I want to get these 3 products that you're seeing across the screen right now. So I want to try Aveda, and I want to get this product that I'm talking about to you, and I want to get the 3rd product that keeps popping up as well, and I want to try all 3, and I'll let you know what I think. As a person with thin hair, I think I might be headed towards having to wear wigs, and I'm not sure how I'm going to react to that because there's glue involved and there's just all this stuff. It's not that I don't want to wear wigs because there's so many gorgeous wigs out there, but they're extremely expensive and they're very high maintenance upkeep. And they involve glue. And I just don't know if I want to go into that. I'm trying desperately to save what I have. But I definitely want to share with you what these products are going to end up feeling like when I do try them. So definitely stay tuned. I want to maybe try a week's worth of the Aveda. And then I want to switch over to this one shampoo I keep talking about, and then I want to switch the 3rd week into this product that I keep talking about, and I want to compare them and see how my hair responds to them. So definitely stay tuned, because if you are a person that has thin hair and you struggle like me, definitely stay tuned. As far as in wrap, as far as blow drying my hair, curling my hair, I will tell you I don't do that very often. That's why I turn to getting creative with pigtails or getting creative with braids. I don't wear hats all that often. I do wear them in my videos because it's easy. You know what I mean? Like, in other words, as you can see, I've made tons of videos without a hat on, but I like wearing hats, and I do like putting my hair in braids and pigtails sometimes because it does give my hair body. So I do that. But I do want to just see if I can find a product that will at least liven up what I already have. But as far as putting hot hair tools on my hair all the time, I don't do that all the time, because I notice that when I do use the hair tools that I have, because I have a crimper, I have a waver, I have a curling iron, I have a blow dryer, I have, the one thing I've never used is like the brush that's a curling iron, you know, that's a heat brush, and I've never used like the straightener, that's like a blow dryer straightener. I've never used that, but one thing I do notice is when I use hot tools on my hair, I feel like it burns. Like I can smell the hair burning kind of smell. And it scares me, you know, because I don't want to burn the only hair I have off. So I kind of refrain from using hair tools too often. I used to use them all the time a few years back because my hair was a little bit thicker. But as I get older, my hair just gets thinner and thinner and thinner. So I take my vitamins, all of them. I take magnesium, which I know is really good for your hair. I take a probiotic. I take hair, skin, and nails. I take a lot of different line. He's got a ton of vitamins, you guys. I take so many. I take the brain and liver. I take the circulation. I take the one for your eyes. I take a ton. So, and they actually prove to be really productive though. So because my labs are always good when I go to the doctor, and I've been kind of really, as a bariatric I've had really good results. And then I also incorporate that with my regular bariatric advantage chewable that has the iron in it, and I feel like that also helps, you know, my body stay healthy. So with that said, I just kind of wanted to share, you know, my hair journey and where I am currently. I do struggle though. I struggle with my hair all the time. Like I try not to think about it. I try not to stress about it because I do get emotional about it. But, you know, I take my vitamins. Like I said, I use very minimal product on my hair. I don't use hairspray all that much unless I'm going somewhere like that requires it or something. But normally if I'm just running around doing basic errands or even at home, I'll do this. If I make videos, you know, I'll put my hair in braids sometimes, or I'll do this little ponytail, you know, get up, or I'll just blow dry it and let it fluff out. I did do a video the other day downstairs, and we're getting ready to move, so everything is already desolate anyway. But I did this video downstairs, and you could totally tell in the video that my hair is very thin on the top, and it's not even full on the bottom. It just looks full because of the way that I air dry it. So I could really tell in that video that, you know what I mean? Like that my hair is changing. Like it really is getting thinner on the top, and I'm running out of ways to fluff it on the top. That's why, I mean, a topper may be in, I don't know, if I could find the right topper, I may consider using one, but I just don't know. I'm kind of scared because I don't have the kind of hair that I can do extensions because I don't have enough hair on the top. So that's why I'm thinking if I do go that route or I end up in that direction, I'm probably just going to wear wigs, because wigs are going to turn out to be, you know, more fulfilling for me, because then I'll feel protected. Like my whole head will feel pretty. Do you know what I mean? Like I don't want to like feel like a topper's going to fall off or so. I don't know, because I know they comb in. I know that. But at the same time, you know, I don't know, investigating toppers and wigs, toppers versus wigs. I feel like in 2022, I just felt like wigs were more promising than a topper. That's how I felt. So let me know what you think. As far as brushes and combs and stuff like that, I will end on this note. When I get out of the shower, I just use one of these spaced combs. I don't really use, you know, a lot of, like, I just comb it and be done with it. I try to be careful because when I do comb my hair and when I do brush my hair, I lose a lot of hair no matter what. Even when I go from shampooing my hair to putting conditioner on my hair in the shower, gobs, okay? I've even shared in a vlog the other day before I colored my hair the amount of hair that I lost before I put the dye on my head. And the dye that I use, if you're curious, is Garnier, the Ouia or whatever it is. I like that one. It's the richest and the prettiest when it's all said and done. It's just really matte and really rich and deep, and I like that. So I've been using that. And they used to have black is black, but they don't have that anymore. They just have black, so that's what I use. I've tried using browns and stuff like that. But when you're doing your hair yourself and you don't know how to, you know, like do the undertones and, you know, make sure your hair doesn't go all these different colors and stuff, I just find that, you know, black works best. Whenever I do browns and stuff, too much red comes out in my hair, and I'm not a hairdresser, so I don't know how to toner. You know, I don't know how to use toners and tone everything down and make it even. So I just end up, you know, always going back to black because black to me is the most promising. So that is a little bit about how I take care of my hair and what I do with it. It's not a lot, but I do feel better talking about it because I know there's a lot of women out there that struggle with hair loss, the hair thinning and stuff like that. And that is the scariest thing ever, is to, you know, lose your hair. It's just your hair. I don't know, if you're like me, your hair's everything, but thank God there's wigs. So I do have hope in case I have to go in that direction, and we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But this is what I put on my hair. Very simple. You know, most of the time when I'm at home, my hair is up in a bun or very lightly braided, you know, or put up on the, you know, it's just always put up most of the time. But I do that because I lose so much of it. Like my hair's everywhere all the time. Like it falls out on its own. So, you know, wearing hats, doing braids, very simple. As far as the regimen of taking care of my hair, I just keep it simple. I don't put a lot of heat on my hair. I don't use a lot of hot tools on my hair. And I just keep it as safe as I can and as healthy as I can. So thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for listening to my little hair care not routine. And I will see you guys next time. Stay safe, stay healthy, smile, because it's contagious. Take care of yourself, stay out of the heat. California's already at 85, March 15th or whatever today is, and it's getting hot. So buckle up, buttercup, because it's getting hot. So I hope you guys took out your shorts, your dresses, your bathing suits, and all that good stuff. Get outside, enjoy the sunlight, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care, you guys, and I will see you soon. Bye.